This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Tragedy of King Richard II by William Shakespeare. Act 4, Scene 1, Westminster Hall. The Lords Spiritual on the right side of the throne, the Lords Temporal on the left, the Commons below. Enter Bolingbroke, O'Merle, Surrey, Northumberland, Henry Percy, Fitzwater, another Lord, the Bishop of Carlisle, the Abbot of Westminster, and attendants. Officers behind, with Bagot.
Call forth Bagot. Now, Bagot, freely speak thy mind. What thou dost know of noble Gloucester's death, who rotted with the king, and who performed the bloody office of his timeless end?
Then set before my face the Lord O'Merle.
Cousin, stand forth, and look upon that man.
My Lord O'Merle, I know your daring tongue scorns to unsay what once it hath delivered. In that dead time when Gloucester's death was plotted, I heard you say, Is not my arm of length, that reacheth from the restful English court as far as Calais to mine uncle's head? Amongst much other talk that very time, I heard you say that you had rather refuse the offer of 100,000 crowns than Bolingbroke's return to England, adding withal how blessed this land would be in this your cousin's death.
Princes and noble lords, what answer shall I give to this base man? Shall I so much dishonour my fair stars on equal terms to give him chastisement? Either I must, or have mine honour soiled with the attainder of his slanderous lips. There is my gage, the manual seal of death that marks thee out for hell. I say thou liest, and will maintain what thou hast said is false in thy heart blood, through being all too base to stain the temper of my knightly sword.
Bagot, forbear. Thou shalt not take it up.
Excepting one, I would he were the best in all this presence that hath moved me so.
If that thy valour stand on sympathies, there is my gage, O'Merle, and gage to thine. Be that fair sign which shows me where thou stand'st. I heard thee say, and vauntingly thou spakest it, that thou wert cause of noble Gloucester's death. If thou deniest it 20 times, thou liest, and I will turn thy falsehood to thy heart, where it was forged, with my rapier's point.
Thou darest not, coward, live to see that day.
Now, by my soul, I would it were this hour.
Fitzwater, thou art damned to hell for this.
O'Merle, thou liest. His honour is as true in this appeal as thou art unjust. And that thou art so, there I throw my gage, to prove it on thee to the extremest point of mortal breathing. Seize it if thou darest.
And if I do not, may my hands rot off, and never brandish more revengeful steel over the glittering helmet of my foe.
I task the earth to the like, forsworn O'Merle, and spur thee on with as many lies as may be hallowed in thy treacherous ear. From sun to sun, there is my honour's pawn. Engage it to the trial, if thou darest.
Who sets me else? By heaven, I'll throw it all. I have 1,000 spirits in one breast to answer 20,000 such as you.
My lord Fitzwater, I do remember well the very time O'Merle and you did talk.
'Tis very true. You were in presence then, and you can witness with me this is true.
As false by heaven as heaven itself is true.
Surrey, thou liest.
Dishonorable boy, that lie shall lie so heavy on my sword that it shall render vengeance and revenge, till thou, the lie-giver, and that lie do lie, in earth as quiet as thy father's skull, in proof whereof there is my honour's pawn. Engage it to the trial if thou darest.
How fondly dost thou spur a forward horse! If I dare eat or drink or breathe or live, I dare meet Surrey in a wilderness, and spit upon him, whilst I say he lies, and lies, and lies. There is my bond of faith to tie thee to my strong correction. As I intend to thrive in this world, Merrill is guilty of my true appeal. Besides, I heard the banished Norfolk say that thou, Merrill, didst send 2 of thy men to execute the noble Duke at Calais.
Some honest Christian trust me with a gage. That Norfolk dies, here do I throw down this, if he me be repealed to try his honour.
These differences shall all rest under gage, till Norfolk be repealed. Repealed he shall be, and though mine enemy, restored again to all his land and signories, when he is returned, against Merle we will enforce his trial.
That honourable day shall ne'er be seen. Many a time hath banished Norfolk fought for Jesu Christ in glorious Christian field, streaming the ensign of the Christian cross against black pagans, Turks and Saracens, and toiled with works of war retired himself to Italy, and there at Venice gave his body to that pleasant country's earth, and his pure soul unto his captain Christ, under whose colours he had fought so long.
Why, Bishop? Is Norfolk dead?
As surely as I live, my lord.
Sweet peace conduct his sweet soul to the bosom of good old Abraham. Lords appellants, your differences shall all rest under gage, till we assign you to your days of trial.
Enter York, attended.
Great Duke of Lancaster, I come to thee from plume-plucked Richard, who with willing soul adopts thee heir, and his high sceptre yield to the possession of thy royal hand. Ascend his throne, descending now from him, and long live Henry, fourth of that name.
In God's name, I'll ascend the royal throne.
Marry, God forbid! Worst in this royal presence may I speak, yet best beseeming me to speak the truth. Would God that any in this noble presence were enough noble to be upright judge of noble Richard, then true noblesse would learn him forbearance from so foul a wrong. What subject can give sentence on his king? And who sits here that is not Richard's subject? Thieves are not judged, but they are by to hear, although apparent guilt be seen in them. And shall the figure of God's majesty, his captain, steward, deputy elect, anointed, crowned, planted many years, be judged by subject and inferior breath, and he himself not present? Oh, forfend it, God, that in a Christian climate souls refined should show so heinous, black, obscene a deed. I speak to subjects, and a subject speaks stirred up by God thus boldly for his king. My lord of Hereford here, whom you call king, is a foul traitor to proud Hereford's king, and if you crown him, let me prophesy the blood of English shall manure the ground, and future ages groan for this foul act. Peace shall go sleep with Turks and infidels, and in this seat of peace tumultuous war shall kin with kin and kind with kind confound.